if I told you you are already that person that has everything that you desire? What if I told you that everything that you've been praying for, everything that you've been secretly craving is all already here? A lot of times we wait for validation from the physical world to show us that what we want is here. A lot of times we experience a reality where other people, external environment, seems like it is enjoying and we are suffering. A lot of times it feels like we are a victim and other people are thriving. And I want you to release yourself from that, because what is it that you're manifesting here? Think about it. You're manifesting stability. You're manifesting financial stability. You're manifesting your specific person in the relationship that you want. You're manifesting a dream life. You're manifesting being endlessly more beautiful with time. So in that reality, what happens? You are a person that is unfazed by external circumstances. Sure, you'll have moments of doubts, but that makes you cute. That makes you actually more attractive. You may have moments of insecurity, but that makes you very attractive. That makes you cute. Now, take a moment and breathe in the energy that you want. Feeling good in who you are today. Be that person right now. This person doesn't have to think about the specific person. They don't have to think about the financial stability. They don't have to think about living the dream life, because they are already in it. That person wouldn't be thinking about calling this in because they already have it. Now, what is the first thought that comes to mind? Is it maybe apartment for yourself? A place for yourself that you're living in? Now think about your savings going gradually up. You're able to now save some money. You're actually able to see growth in your financial status. Now think about your energy also having power in other platforms. Think about it, maybe a YouTube channel that you're building. You're starting to see movement in it. You're starting to see subscribers. See how that paycheck comes into your mail. Congratulations. And now you're becoming influential in other streams of income. You're making other streams of income. Financially, you're making more money. You're having more stability. You're having pay on YouTube, whether that's manifestation content, whether that's other channels that you begin as well, whether it can be all kinds of content that you create. Now think about your external environment being respectful towards you, treating you with respect. Think about the way that feels. It feels good to know that you are safe. It's interesting because a lot of times I've always felt a lot better at night when no one's around and it's more quiet. I've always felt like night times were the best. However, in this new energy where you are shifting towards, you're now becoming back into this person that is a lot more stable today. You're becoming somebody that doesn't need other people to be in her life as much. You are a lot less dependent and a lot more secure within yourself. You don't rely on people as much. You're actually a lot more self-sufficient. You do well in your job, you show up well, and you do it great. And you also look better with time. Every time someone sees you, they think she actually knows what she's doing. She's actually doing a great job. And that only continues. People, they revisit your energy and they think she actually changed this time. She no longer is doing this from a place of trying to get attention just for a little bit. She's doing it from a place of genuinely not needing attention because she already knows she's going to be fine. This is a new energy. This is a completely new dynamic that you created within yourself. At one point, yeah, you were manifesting, but you were doing it from a place of temporary shifts, temporary movement, because you yourself had to do a lot of internal work. You weren't ready because you yourself didn't feel like it was completely open. You didn't feel open to allow something within yourself to fully open up. You were a lot more closed. You were learning yourself a lot better. You were focusing on what works for you and moving from that dynamic to now a little bit more solidified version. Being able to trust that you have what it takes to grow and actually make more money. You know? The money you make right now, it might be stable, it might take some level of energy out of you, but you at the same time are someone that has a lot of depth in your soul. And your soul wants to talk. Your soul desires more out of life. It desires to live a creative life. It desires to create and generate a lot of wealth from it. You are not meant to rely on this type of jobs that you're currently making for stability as your final destination. Your final destination is a lot more creative. It's a lot more free and a lot more liberating. You're allowed to be who you are. You're allowed to make money that is a lot more like monumental moments. And it allows you to save. It allows you to cover up debt. And it puts you in a safe position long term. You also have a lot of self-sufficiency going on for you now. So now that you have these things going on, when you see yourself, you're going to maybe a medical spa and they're doing a little beauty treatment, like something natural, because this person probably doesn't feel like she needs to rely on something too heavy. Maybe for her, she's trusting the process that maybe a Botox won't ever be necessary for me. Maybe she's trusting that she won't ever need to have that because she trusts that the universe can make things change. The universe can change the way aging happens. The universe can change the way people age, you know? People can come to a newer form of aging where, you know, each year you look better now. You don't have to deteriorate. You can look better with time. And she's already in the right path. Now, it's no longer a fear. Science is catching up. This is a part of her journey where it took a lot of time. It took a lot of focus, but every time something doesn't work out, say if like you're used to putting your energy in other places because that's what you're supposed to do in order to not dwell on bad things. So say if you're not getting energy there as well, then that's when you come to this creative outlet where you are putting energy now in other things that you want. That is involving the career. The career that you want is all about manifesting your desires. Your desires include getting shopping sprees, getting all for free. It involves getting abundance all the time. It involves being with people that you're genuinely attracted to, that are loyal to you, that treat you well. It involves you being able to have perhaps maybe platonic relationships in the process without having to, give yourself away. It involves your SP contacting you and confessing their feelings. It involves you and your SP getting married and having a beautiful life together. It involves your SP getting an apartment or a house that is really nice for you two and where you both are loving and intimate. It involves you having a lot of privacy, but also a lot of genuine friendship, a lot of good connections, even with people perhaps that you feel is not good for you. You also can have a level of a connection with that is healthy. Maybe it also involves you having boundaries where, you don't give space for unnecessary forms of energy to penetrate, because you have your own life and you're not giving space for unnecessary things to occupy. Maybe you put your energy in a place where it is one of those creative outlets, but you felt nothing but a hardened, stagnant energy. You didn't really care. You didn't care because, you don't have to feel apologetic for what you feel as though doesn't make sense for you to feel apologetic about. If you're at that point, I'm not saying it's not because you lack humility. It's more so because you don't believe in pretending like you felt something that you didn't feel. At that time, that's how you felt. And, it is what it is. But now, I feel different, because I don't like feeling that. So, I'm not gonna, take all these bitter people's advice. I'd rather take my own advice, because now I don't feel bitter at this moment. I feel okay. I feel grounded. And in this state of consciousness, I trust people that are in that state of consciousness. Any person can be susceptible to being bitter and being flawed, but a person that's in the right state of consciousness is someone that I can trust. So that can be anybody, as long as they're in the right state of consciousness. And that's a very deep kind of practice, but it also allows you to easily identify which human is connected to their soul right now and is speaking from a place of limitlessness rather than a place of a deep, limited energy. That's what you deserve. And so in your relationships, in your overall abundance, you are somebody that attracts a lot of abundance. You are somebody that attracts a lot of openness to success, to abundance, to wealth. Your specific person has access to being very rich. They have access to being very wealthy, but not in a negative way where it deteriorates your intimacy and the loyalty and the devotion for each other, but in a way that it amplifies those things. They come to you, they seek you for all those things as well, and you as well. But however, at the same time, you both also parent each other and understand that dynamic with each other as well. You both parent each other in a way that because you both want to, not because you both feel obligated to, but it's because you both actually want to. It turns you both on and it makes you both happy, and you both also have a dynamic where you both can share openly your interests, the things that keep you guys happy. And you also continue to have boundaries because you know that that's what allows respect to continue. Because if I am so open in a way that makes you feel like you can say whatever you want, then I'm condoning behavior that I know is not good. I don't want that for myself, especially. And then I don't want that for the connection. And I don't want that for the relationship. And I don't want that for, like, the longevity. So, it's not that I'm on guard, but I'm aware of what would work for me and what wouldn't work for me. So that's just kind of how I feel. And they appreciate it. They look up to that and they say, yes, this is how it should be. And they continue focusing on what's right for them. They wake up and they think, she's the one for me every single day, no doubt. And then there's those certain days where the intimacy is heightened, and then there's certain days where intimacy is a little bit more neutral, but it's not like extreme lows. It's more like highs and then a little bit of neutrality, just so that recharging can happen. And during that recharging time, you both are just basically focusing on like your creative outlets. It has nothing to do with other people. It has everything to do with your own creative outlets, your own hobbies, outside of what is maybe make you feel stagnant at this moment. Because last time I checked, I'm not addicted to a specific creative outlet. I have other things that I can do too to release my energy. I don't need to be like subjugated to one specific thing. I have various things that I like and that I appreciate to do that works for me and that works for my body, and it actually adds to my beauty. Anything that I do will add to my beauty. Whoever talks about me negatively or positively will only make me more attractive and beautiful and more youthful. So that's the message that I want to share.